I don't get it. He disappears after the first time we have sex. Why? What do I do? What's going on? A question from a client. It's a big one, and it can leave us feeling like shit, like we are worthless, like we have done something wrong. It can trigger a lot of old pain. Let me start there. Let me start with self. Yes, we're going to go deeper into why some people do this. I'm going to give you some reasons. But they're going to feel like consolation prizes. Because ultimately, what happens in our environment, what happens in our relationships, particularly if they are repetitive patterns, and this wasn't so much a repetitive pattern, but if they are repetitive patterns, it is telling us so much about our own lives. It is telling us so much about who we are, how we are showing up to ourselves, our level of self-worth, self-value, self-belief. Now, I'm not insinuating for a moment that this individual, this woman deserved that, or that it was her fault, or that it's her level of low self-worth that attracted something like this. No. What I'm saying is that we can learn so that she can look for all of us can look for the signs of someone that doesn't respect us, of where we're selling ourselves short. Now, she has enough self-worth and self-confidence to say, that ain't happening again. To say, I want to go deeper into this. What is happening here? What is my role? And she asked that question, what is my role? Let's go into that for a moment. Not so much what you did to cause it. That's not what it's about. You didn't cause anything per se. Yes, we co-create our reality. So at some level we are creating, causing, being deliberate in what we draw into our experiences. But I feel what's more important here, and this is where we get to grow, is this pain, is it activating something within us that's unresolved? It may not be, but let's ask that question. Is this pain that we are experiencing, this feeling of rejection, of low self-worth, of maybe feeling abandoned, humiliated, is it activating something older and deeper within us? Is the old pain, the unresolved pain of abandonment or humiliation or rejection or feeling not enough, that sense of not enoughness, is that being amplified by something older that is unresolved? And we get to ask that question of ourselves, and if we allow ourselves to, we can explore that within ourselves. What's it bringing up? Maybe it's also an opportunity to say, wow, now I really know what my boundaries are. Now I know the questions I need to or want to ask, or the approach I want to take when dating. Now, there's nothing wrong with having sex within the first 10 seconds of meeting someone. Nothing wrong with that. Actually, could be the best thing you ever did for so many reasons. Could be really healthy and positive. Could be a painful lesson, but nevertheless a lesson. It's not about that. It's about, what are your values? What are your boundaries? What are your non-negotiables? What are your dating guidelines? You get to ask these questions, and sometimes we have painful experiences and we are so preoccupied with dealing with the pain, like the pain of that experience, that we forget to actually ask ourselves, what's the valuable teaching and growth here for us? How can we evolve our soul, expand our mind, open our hearts in a deeper way? How? How can we get there? What is this teaching me about me and what I really want and desire and what I'm choosing to allow into my life? Because that's important. Because it's important because you're worth it. You're worth it because you're innately worth it. You didn't do anything to deserve it. You didn't do anything to earn it. You were born. Well, maybe you did something. You were born. So if you have a heartbeat, a pulse, if you have a mind, if you have expression in your being and in your body, then you deserve love. You deserve all the goodness. You deserve to be treated like a queen or a king. You deserve to be treated with reverence. You deserve to be seen for who you truly are, and you deserve to let people know how you want to be seen as well. And so sometimes painful stuff happens to us and it really fucking hurts. And sometimes we get to know something about our own polarity, or we get to know something about our boundaries or our values or our mindset or our history or our unresolved trauma or our own psychology and behavior. We get to know a little bit more about our emotional depth, or the way that we want to see the world, and the way that we want to be seen by others. Now, why may a man do this? Why may anyone do this? Have sex, play that game, and then ghost, just disappear. Maybe they had an accident. They had something serious they need to attend to, an emergency. Maybe they lost their phone. Sure, these are plausible reasons, right? Maybe they lost ability to communicate. Maybe they died. That could be a real thing. Maybe they're injured in hospital. I saw a movie with that once. That was funny. I can't remember what it's called. It was not that long ago. It's a fairly new one. And then she scrambles because she thought he dropped her, and he literally was in Mexico on a business trip or something, and he ended up in a hospital, and he didn't have access to his phone, his laptop. She left these drunk voice notes. It was a rom-com. I watched it with Christine. These drunk voice notes, and then she found out that he was really injured. So the whole movie's about her going to Mexico to try and delete the messages from his laptop or some shit like that. Anyway, it was funny. It was good. And then she ended up with someone else that was helping her. It was a good movie. Rom-com, not bad. So where was I? Okay, there. That could be a real thing. Here's what else could be real. He's deeply insecure. He's telling himself stories about what he did, what he didn't do, his performance. Now he has shame and he's embarrassed. And maybe you're telling yourself stories about yourself with him not calling you. Or him, and I'm not speaking to my client now, I'm talking about if this has happened to you, because it's happened to all of us. It happened to me, I'm a man. It's happened to so many of us where we get ghosted after intimacy. That's an indication of something. Fear of intimacy. Carries a fear of intimacy. Maybe he has sex partners on rotation and you're another one. And this is why I said to you, knowing the reasons why, it's a booby prize. Like, it doesn't really feel good. These are all plausible reasons, and some of them are really hurtful. What's more important is, what are you learning about this for you? What can you do to heal and mend this beautiful thing here? That's more important right now. Maybe he is a sex addict and he thrives in novelty and variety, the honeymoon period, and his honeymoon period is shorter than others. Maybe he's not interested. Maybe for him there wasn't a sexual connection and he doesn't have the communication skills or the decency or the reverence or the value set to communicate that honestly. Maybe he lacks an ability to be honest and open. Maybe he lacks an ability to be authentic and real, and he cannot be real because he's scared of being screamed at, being attacked. He's scared of confrontation. He's hiding. He's in his immature boy archetype. Maybe he has unresolved feelings around that, around rejection himself, around confrontation. Whatever the reasons are, those are some, and there are many others. Maybe he's just, not to be judgmental, but a douche. He's just ignorant. Do you want to be around a man like that? Do you want to be around a partner like that, a person like that? You know, if you're not making clear distinctions about what you want in intimacy, whether that's, hey, I want a long-term partner, or hey, I want someone I can spend my life with in this particular way, or hey, all I'm looking for is casual sex, or hey, what I'd like is for us to be sexual partners and to also go out and have fun and to bring other people in the bedroom, whatever it may be. If you can't have those conversations with your partner or with the person that you're sleeping with, having sex with, you can't have those conversations with yourself and can't get clear on yourself, then there's going to be confusion that permeates your intimate romantic partnerships. So, there are some of the reasons why someone may show up in that way, in what can be perceived as a disrespectful way, and how can you grow? How can you be that better version of you? Set those healthy boundaries, learn more about you, get super clear on what you're going to let into your life, and super clear on what you're not going to let into your life. Power and blessings.